And it goes a little something like.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Tiny Paola, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I will truly appreciate if you subscribe and if you click that subscribe button or that notification bell so you can be notified every single time that I post a new video. Mind you, there are new videos on this channel every single Sunday. Moving that out of the way, I want to be able to talk to other girls who are out there dating or looking for somebody or have had experiences with guys and they're probably discouraged or just feel like they're trapped because of one bad or several bad experiences. And because I do this with my friends in real life, I want to be able to do it with you guys as well that are watching me online. So without further ado, let me just go right into today's topic, which is signs that a guy doesn't like you. We don't want to see it, but they are there, and sometimes they're so clear and we'll just play blind to it. So without further ado, I'll shut up and let's just jump right into this video. So I came up with around 7 signs one is more something that you should do in my perspective to avoid some sort of troubles, and the other ones are signs that guys themselves tell you or give you while you're dating, talking to them, or in a relationship with them. And sometimes we just don't want to see it, or sometimes we are really not seeing them as clear as they are trying to tell that to us. But anyways, one of the first signs that I came up with is the fact that you're wondering if the guy likes you. The fact that you're wondering if the guy likes you, it's already a red flag, because something that I have learned while dating guys and obviously while being married is that men are very straightforward, especially with their feelings when they want to be. But when they are in this initial stages in which they just want to attract your attention, something that I've noticed is the fact that you have no doubt in your mind that they like you. And the reason is because they will say it, and they will say it so many times that it's so obvious to you that it's just like, okay, I get it. If you're not into, like, it's very clear. And men have the tendency of being very vocal when they are chasing a girl. So if the fact that you're wondering, like, does he really like me, like, is he really serious or anything, that should be already a serious red flag for you, because usually men don't make that a hard task for us to figure it out because they say it out there and out loud. I'm telling you, several guys have done this with me, including my husband. They will be very vocal about this. So if you're wondering if they like you, that might be something to really take into consideration, if they are as serious about you as you are about them. And the second sign that he doesn't text you as often, or his responses are short or sometimes even sharp. The reason why I said this is because men, and I mentioned this in one of my videos earlier, they are not talk active, but it does not mean that when they are interested in you, they wouldn't be able to have a conversation with you. If you're the one that is saying like, oh hey, how you doing, how was your day, and they're like, good. Oh, so how was today, like how was work today? Stressful. If his responses are being like that, very much likely the guy is not interested in you. He doesn't like you as much as you are expecting, or as he thought that he will like you. And when you're seeing this, again, sometimes every person is different. So the guy could be just really not a talkative person and he's not an avid texter, but it does not mean that he does not, because he's interested in you, he will make conversation, and that's something that you really need to see. Again, I'm not trying to say there's a golden rule for this, but very likely a man is interested in you and they will show that to you, dedicating you that attention, dedicating you that type of time, dedicating you the type of conversation, that type of like, let's go the extra mile because this girl is important for me and I really like her. So the fact that you are asking questions and they're just giving you this sharp or short responses, you need to take that into consideration, because very likely they are trying to deliberately tell you, I am not as interested as you are in me. The third sign that I came up with was closely tied to what I just mentioned, is if you are the one making the efforts to meet, to talk, or to make plans. That is, to me, and this is just like very personal, very important for you to see. If you are the one going the extra mile, making sure that you guys meet, that you guys talk to each other, that you guys text often, if you're the one who's starting all of these conversations and all of these events, I mentioned this earlier and I will not get tired of mentioning this. Guys are naturally chasers. Trust me, they are going to put that effort. They are going to go that extra mile to make sure that you fall for that. Something that you need to understand is the fact that we're very different. Men are extremely visual, okay? And that's the initial encounter. They're very visual, therefore they are going to be attracted by how you look, okay? But one already are a little bit beyond of that first stage, in which, well, they already got to know you. He is not as attracted to you as he thought he was going to be after just seeing you. That is going to be obvious in his behavior. Because we're very different in that sense, guys will stop putting that effort that they initially make. So ask yourself that question. If the guy that you're talking to, if the guy that you're seeing or you're interested in, it's actually not making those efforts to literally have a regular text conversation with you, or it's not making the effort to even ask you out to the movies, to, Jesus Christ, I don't know, eat french fries, go hiking, whatever that the scenario might be, maybe he is just like delicately trying to tell you, I am not into you. And we need to read these messages. The reason why I came up with this entire video, and I just want, it's more than obvious, I guess, it's just to avoid ourselves the trouble to go through that, okay? And I'm saying this because I'm including myself into this because obviously I'm married, but I did went through it, and that's the reason why I would like other females to actually not having to go through that circumstance that I went through, because I was like, sweet Jesus Christ, if I would have just listened, if I would have just seen that, I wouldn't have gone through that. And that's exactly the reason why, like a good friend, I'm trying to give you that advice, guys. If you're the one overall making those efforts, very likely he is not as interested as you thought, or as he himself thought that he will be when he first approached you. The fourth sign that I came up with is the fact that he doesn't want you to be part of his close circle of people. Why I said this? Because that is the biggest sign that a guy is interested in you. For example, when I first started dating my husband, I wasn't part of his close circle of friends. We were from two very different circles. We were from Jesus Christ, from two different boroughs. And something that I noticed when I first started going out with him, that he asked me on a date, some of his co-workers started saying like, you are dating? Oh my God, you don't understand. This guy does not shut up about you. Like, you don't understand. He's like, oh, this, that, and the third. Long story short, the reason why I'm telling you guys this anecdote is because a guy that is truly interested in you will talk about you to his closest circle of friends, because usually, and I said this in my earlier in another video, we are the people that we hang out with. But also, not only we are these people, we value their opinion quite a lot. So when my husband was actually talking to his friends about me, he actually was really interested in me, clearly. And he was also looking for these people's approval. And it's because that was his closest circle. That was, besides his own judgment, he trusted this people's judgment. And when he actually got the green light, it was like, oh my God, okay, so I'm on the right spot. I'm looking at the right person. So very likely, if a guy does not want you to closely approach this circle, when a guy physically goes out of his way to stop you from being in that circle, hang out with his friends, to talk to some of his friends, to post you on social media, so his friends could see, it should be a red flag. And in my opinion, it's because a guy, usually when they are proud and when they are with a girl that they really like, they will show her at least once either on social media or to his friends or to his closest circle. And if that with the guy that you're talking to is not happening, very likely that person is not as interested. The fifth sign that I came up with, and I'm telling you, sometimes it might not be the case for everybody, but it was my case, which I just look back and I'm just like, wow, Daddy, you really, wow, what happened to you? But he's a straight up mean at times, or all times. When a guy goes to you, okay, and he started talking to you, whatever, and sometimes he is just mean, rude, like, oh my God, what's wrong with you, when you talk any type of manners in your house, very likely he is not into you. A guy will be charming. A guy will show you the best aspects of himself in you when he's really genuine interested in you. So when the guy is genuinely interested in you, he will be charming, he will be polite, he will be really nice to you. And that's because he wants to show his best side to you, because he's interested, and that's the side that he wants to portray. So when a guy is not showing you that side, he is not as interested. He just wants you to see it. I think that we need to see this. I'm gonna make a huge pause in here. As females, as girls, as daughters of God, we need to be able to know that we deserve to be treated with respect, that we deserve to be treated as what we are, valuable children of God. Not with this, I'm not saying, like, you know, that girls do not treat bad guys, okay? That's not what I'm trying to say. But in this case that I'm particularly directing this video towards girls, do not settle for a guy that is mean. Do not think that that is normal behavior. Do not think that that is just like, oh, he's just like that, don't worry about it. He's just like, he's just mean sometimes, and you know, that's his sense of humor. No, you do not justify that. They were taught manners, and if they are not able to not even politely direct themselves to you, they're not interested in you. They do not deserve your time. You should walk away like yesterday. So girls, please don't settle for a guy that doesn't show that he has at least decency to talk to you, that he has at least decency to treat you right or to treat you with respect when you guys go out or anything. Please don't settle for that. I'm saying this really with all the sincerity of my heart, because I tell this to my closest friends in real life. I'm just like, guys, don't settle the bar so low. Really don't, okay? I'm not trying to say like put it all the way here that nobody can reach, but Jesus Christ, don't do that. Make sure that this person knows how to be a person, a decent person, because if he's not, he really is not the right guy for you. He will find the girl that he genuinely likes, and very likely he will be really nice to her. And you deserve to have a guy that does the exact same thing for you as well. So don't waste your time. If a guy is mean to you, if a guy is rude to you, at times, I think that you need to really take that into consideration and say, do I deserve to be treated this way? Do I really need to let this pass? Is type of what I'm trying to say. Ask yourself that question and really understand that God created you to his own image, that God really has a person for you that will treat you as a princess, as the way that you deserve to be treated, girls. So please don't settle for any less than what you really deserve into a guy that really likes you, that really respects you, that really loves you. The number 6 sign that I will say that a guy will do is he will straight up say it. He'll just straight up say it, and it's just like, I don't like you. I don't like you like that. Some men will say it like that, some others won't, but with some other actions that I have like mentioned earlier, and even more sometimes. Really, sometimes guys will straight up say it. Sometimes he really will just say, no, I don't like you. I don't like you like that. Like, I thought that we were going somewhere or something. So if a guy tells you this, please, girls, just say like, you know what? Thank you so much. You save ourselves a lot of time. Let's just walk away with dignity. Moved on. and trust God into like knowing that he has the right person for you. And last but not least, which I left for last intentionally because I want this to be one of the main takeaways of this video, and that's the reason why I mentioned earlier, it's not a sign, it's basically something that you should do just to avoid the whole ordeal of going through this. That emotionally you will have to recover and will need time to talk to other people and the right person eventually, is pray about it. I went through it. I was hard-headed and I really was hooked into this guy. He was everything that I was looking for at the moment. When I did pray about it, I actually was aware that this was not the person for me, but I was so focused into going forward with this person. He was not the right person for me. But we really need God's direction, because even the Bible tells us that our heart can deceive us, and knowing that our emotions can also be very misleading. Sometimes we really think that this person is the deal, is the it person, is like, oh my God, I just felt it, and it's not. And we really need to understand, as women of God, as Christians, this is for my girls that are Christians, and for the ones that aren't, like, it's really important to actually go to God and say, listen, I don't know, is this the right person for me or not? You know, pray about it. Go to your family members, go to your mom, go to your closest friend or something, but go to somebody, look for that second opinion. Again, this is for the girls that are in actually Christian, or like, you know, are not as in a closer, super close or deep relationship with God, or like the ones that say like, you know what, I know when I like a guy, let me just ask my girls. If you're that type of girl, okay, God bless your soul. That's not what I'm not trying to criticize that. I'm just saying that praying about it will save you so much trouble. This is coming from my own experience. I prayed, I decided not to listen, and then I had to endure that terrible but necessary time for me to grow. But it would have all been avoided if I would just have listened and understood that God was telling me that's not the right guy for you. But you know, I went through it, and I'm thankful that I went through that, because I was able to learn from that experience. Please, girls, be mindful. A guy, when he's really interested, you don't have to even guess it. He will show you completely if he's really interested or if he's not. So be mindful and walk away with dignity, with respect, and you know, understanding that God has the right person for you. That probably is not that person, and the world is definitely not gonna end if it's not him. So without any more, guys, that was it for today. For me, I hope you like this video. I hope you guys really, like, you know, see the signs and be a little bit more mindful when you start talking or dating with some guy, okay? But really, girls, because I think that it's really important for us to try to like watch our backs and really try to avoid suffering, unnecessary suffering, and actually, like, you know, allow ourselves to grow in Jesus, grow as individuals, and actually be mindful about the people that we let into such a delicate way, which is to be close to our emotions, close to us, close to really our family members even. We really need to be mindful about that, and that's the entire reason why I made this video. I really do hope that you guys liked it, and well, if it was, please click that like button. So without anything else left to say, see you next time. Bye.